How's it going, everyone? Mush back at it with another video. In this video, I want to once again take a look at the pre-built PC gaming market over on Amazon. As you guys might know, the pre-built route is one of the better ideas in terms of buying a gaming PC right now. Still not ideal in terms of how much you're paying, but there are some options that are okay, so let's talk about them. Now, starting at a very budget-oriented price point. Now, Amazon's really interesting because there's a lot of low-end gaming PCs with like a GT 730 for like $700, and I think a lot of people get duped by that, unfortunately, thinking that a GT 730 is like a decent GPU. What I would recommend if you are on a super tight budget, go with something that's really cheap and like an HP desktop PC with an AMD Ryzen 3 4300G. Now that is integrated graphics. However, if you're looking for something that's just like a utility PC for like, you know, school and everything like that, and you want to do some light gaming, you want to run League of Legends better, CSGO, and you can even play higher end games on the Ryzen 3 4300G at 1080p, or if you're okay with playing at 720p, it's gonna do pretty well. You guys can look up some performance, but depending on like lowering the settings and everything, you can get games like Red Dead running on it. Obviously not in the optimal form that a higher end GPU would run the game at, but for $500, it's actually not a bad option. This model has 8GB of RAM, 512GB SSD storage. Obviously, it's not going to be something that is going to be that premier gaming experience, but I know a lot of people that are just looking to play pretty low-end games, and if you're that kind of person, you want to play esports titles, your Overwatches, League, CSGO, and maybe dabble in some of the higher-end games here and there, something like this is not a bad option. Do not expect to add a dedicated GPU to this without replacing the power supply. This is a very basic machine, but it could get by with, you know, relative ease on lower end titles, and a lot of people are just looking to play games like that, man. Whether it be an Apex Legends, a Fortnite, all that, this for $500 actually isn't too bad for that. Moving on, now let's get to some higher end options. First of all, we have the HP Pavilion gaming desktop with a Core i3-10100, a GTX 1650 Super, and an 8GB of RAM, a 256GB PCIe NVMe SSD. So ideally, you do definitely want to get some sort of additional storage with this PC. This is $700. A 1650 Super alone is like $350 now. So you're paying like $350 for all the other components of this PC, which isn't too bad. Core i3 is lagging behind a little bit, so that's a bit of a bummer. But yeah, a 1650 Super can actually do pretty decent stuff. On the other hand, if you want to get something a little bit better, and I would recommend this, you can pick up the HP Pavilion gaming desktop with a AMD Ryzen 5 3500, a GeForce GTX 1650 Super, 8GB of RAM as well, and 256GB PCIe NVMe for $786. Pretty much the same as the other PC, just a bump up on the CPU, so that's okay for $786. Again, that 1650 Super makes up a bulk of the price point, so take that for what you will. At $900, you can also check out the Skytech Archangel Ryzen 5 3600 3.6GHz, GTX 1650 4GB, and a 500GB SSD with 8GB of RAM. That's a little bit more expensive than I would like, $900 for that, but yeah, that is an option. And then if you do want to get the 1660, there is an $1,100 version with the GTX 1660, so that's something to look at as well. However, if you do want a 1660, I would recommend to pivot your attention to the CyberpowerPC Gamer Xtreme Intel i5-10400F 2.9GHz with a GTX 1660 Super. That is $950. Amazon Prime Day, they had this for like $750 or $650, and I ended up picking it up. And yeah, that was a great deal that you cannot find. It literally went in stock and then was out of stock within like 2 minutes at like 3 a.m. when Prime Day went live. So I was lucky in that sense, but $950 for this, it's one of the better options. A 1660 Super is a very expensive GPU. I will pull up the cost of it for you guys right now, but last I checked, it was around the $400 range, so I would assume it's still around there. Yeah, honestly, it's even higher than that. It's like $450, $500, so quite an expensive GPU there, but you got the CPU. 8GB of RAM is a little bit of a bummer. Would like to see 16, but you know, them's the breaks. 500GB NVMe SSD here as well. $950 for that is okay. Then, if you want to go north of $1,500, this is where you can actually get a pretty high quality PC. where you can start getting PCs with some of the newer RTX GPUs in this price range. There is a Skytech Shadow 3.0 with an Intel Core i7-9700KF 3.6 GHz with an RTX 3060 for $1,600. That also includes 16 gigabytes of DDR4 memory. To give you guys an idea of how much a RTX 3060 is going for, that is around the $850 range, $800 at least. So, yeah, sometimes you'll get a good deal on it for $700, but if you want it in a pre-built, you know, $1,600 with everything else that this PC is offering isn't too bad. Now, if you would like to go the AMD route, they do have another model with the Ryzen 7 3700X and an RTX 3060 with a 1TB SSD for $1,700, so that is an option as well. And then, if you get to the 3070 and 3080 range, there's actually, like, some price differences than recently. Some of the pre-builts with 3070s and 3080s have actually gone down in price a little bit, particularly the Skytech Blaze 3.0 with a Ryzen 7 3700X and an RTX 3070 with 16 gigabytes of DDR4 memory, 1TB SSD, 750-watt gold power supply, is going for $1,900, which $1,900 isn't that great given what the 3070 is, you know, with MSRP, but the 3070 in itself is going for like $1,100. $1,100, $1,200, and $1,300 are the listings right now for a 3070, so you get that within a $1,900 PC, Windows installed, you get a Ryzen 7 3700X and everything else. That's pretty good, all things considered. And then if you want to go all in and get a 3080, you could get a CyberpowerPC Gamer Xtreme with a RTX 3080 for $2,400. Now, that's actually pretty good for a PC with a 3080 in it, because 3080 PCs have been like $2,700 to $3,000 recently. So $2,400 is actually a bit of a drop-off based on what I've been seeing recently. I bought a pre-built with a 3080 in it like a year ago, so this was before everything got super crazy, and I paid like $1,800 for it. So that's not, I mean, it's still like a $600 difference, which is crazy, but, you know, things have gone way worse, comparatively speaking. And a 3080 is still going for, you know, $1,750, $1,800, $1,900, some of these listings. At the very least, $1,550 is what you're going to be paying for a 3080. Let's just say $1,500. So everything else for $2,400, Windows, all that stuff, that's not the worst thing in the world. And then there is also an AMD option, the Allied Gaming Patriot, with a Ryzen 5 5600X, RTX 3080, and a bunch of other stuff. You have an Pavilion 800-watt 80-plus gold power supply as well. That's $2,400 as well. So $2,400 is the basement price for a pre-built with a 3080. So take that for what you will. But the CyberPower one in particular was $3,000 just a little while ago. So yeah, that has a direct price change recently. But that's gonna wrap up this one, guys. Again, I am just the messenger here, giving you guys prices. This is not the ideal PC world, but things, you know, are what they are, and if you do need a PC, a pre-built one is not a terrible option. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.